Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
And because of guidance, what is another thing very important? Proper balance comes. If there is no guidance, you will imbalance. Just like too many after rules and regulations. In fact, I met so many Madhvas and I asked, sister, we cannot follow. There are too many rules. Too many rules. In fact, the Pancharatara Vidhi given in Sri Sampradaya also, there are so many rules. More and more for the young generation, it is almost impossible to practice. Correct? It's almost impossible. And they themselves cannot practice. The so many followers I asked them, it's very difficult to practice, very easy. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's on his order, Srila Prabhupada, therefore Srila Prabhupada is called the founder. Why he is the founder? We have to be very careful. We cannot jump over Prabhupada as far the rules are concerned. Founder means he gives 4 things. This has come, there is a book called Founder Acharya now, so that the movement focuses on Prabhupada. Number 1, he gave the rule. You say, now the rules. He said chant 16 on. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada says 64. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says 64. He says 16. You chant more. If you can chant 64, good. Therefore, I say practically people who do pujari service, who have time, cooking, they should chant 64. Practically who are in temple, they should chant more. Other, what do? Simply sit in mobile then. If you have time, chant more. Number 1. So he gave the rules. Mangalarti, which song to be sung. Now I am just saying, even in Parampara, compared to Gaudiya Math, there is a difference in ISKCON. Which song to be sung in Mangalarti? The Govindavadi Purusham. Prabhupada said, sing this. You will not find that in Gaudiya Math, all these things. Every Aarti, which song to be sung, Prabhupada said it. That is the founder Acharya. All the rules. Like it was a surprise for Gaudiya Math when Prabhupada allowed women to join. Prabhupada allowed them to join in America, particularly in the West. He allowed them. He made Brahmacharini ashrams, which was a shock for them. In fact, his godbrothers could not even accommodate. He is allowing females, giving diksha to females. Nobody gives. They will give to men and maybe together with men. Why? But, like this, he was... In fact, when first time Prabhupada sat on the yagna in America, Vivah yagna karna tha. Because disciples आए, अब उनको देखो क्या करें सोचो. Girlfriend, boyfriend pairs are coming. Prabhupada is silent. He is making them chant Hare Krishna. They are developing in Krishna consciousness. And then they came to Prabhupada after say 1 year of practice. They have become now pure, fixed up. They are reading Bhagavatam, chanting. Prabhupada, we want Diksha from you. Prabhupada said, वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन ये गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड का बिजनेस बंद करो, पहले शादी करो. 1 साल तक सोचो, रोक के रखा. हम लोग क्या पहले दिन ही बोल देंगे, वो भाग जाएंगे. Because they cannot handle your instruction. He waited for 1 year. When they came to tell Prabhupada, Diksha मिल सकती है. Then he opened his mouth. पहले शादी करो फिर मिलेगी. ऐसा नहीं मिलेगी. So in it, so practical. And then when he has to marry, जब कहाँ कर्मकांडी ब्राह्मण लाएंगे क्या इंडिया से उठा के? उसमें तो इंडियंस बहुत कम थे, but थोड़ा कम थे. अभी तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. So what he himself did the विवाह यज्ञ. So many his godbrothers commented, सन्यासी को तो विवाह में जाना तक नहीं चाहिए और बैठ के यज्ञ कर रहा है. हाँ, क्या होत करना है. So people commented. Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita because there were the comments on it by his own godbrothers. क्या ये सन्यासी क्या? So Prabhupada said, no, I have to do the work. If I don't do this, if I don't marry my disciples, it will be an obstacle for their spiritual progress. So how can I do this? I have to facilitate whatever is needed. So in this way, this was the tradition. So Prabhupada had to do so many things which were actually unusual. So rules regulation he has set. Number 2, so many rules and regulation. I just gave a gist, we can take a detail. Number 2, he gave himself the example of a perfect devotee. You don't have to search in the movement. Now so many things of books. Prabhupada says, devotee should do this, devotee should do that, everything he was doing. You cannot find anything that he's saying but he is not doing. That gets second inspiration. Prabhupada said, don't waste time in sleeping. He was sleeping 2 hours. Biggest example. whole day working, absorbed in the mission. Okay, whenever they had even problem, Prabhupada was in the front. In Bombay, somebody took money, did not give the land. Devotees were thinking, chodo isko, kuch aur kharid lenge, because ISKCON was a rich movement that time. Prabhupada said, no way, I'm not going to lose this. I'm not going to leave this. He came to Juhu. It says Radha Raspi everywhere there in a hut. Already the deities were there in the land. He said, I'll get you this land in front of devotees. And he fought very heavily. In fact, devotees many times felt, let us leave it. Prabhupada fought and finally won the case and got the land. And then Prabhupada said, devotees, better avoid this kind of fighting. Here it was a transcendental, because and we know today that land is a boon for ISKCON. Abhi Jew mein aap 1 square feet nahi kharid sakte. You cannot purchase whatever land ISKCON has today. He could foresee this is very important for the movement. We have a presence in Bombay because of that property. Correct? Prabhupada did not want to lose that opportunity. But Prabhupada generally avoid this kind of entanglement, court cases and all. So he led from the front as the best example in every way. Wherever there was an opportunity in America, the court case came up, brainwashing movement. And it is a very interesting, in the movie also it came up. When a fight came, he became more excited. Oh, just like it is said, the Kshatriyas, they don't fight. They are peace-loving. They are also peace-loving. But when an opportunity comes, little they get excited. Like Parikshit Maharaj had his Pandava that won the whole world, they gave him the kingdom. So what is there for him? He was ruling very nicely. But when he came to know that there was some disturbance created by Kali, he says he became very excited. Because Kshatriyas wait for opportunity to fight. He was very powerful. Very, very powerful. It says that Kali Purusha fell at his feet. Otherwise, Bhagavatam says at that moment, there was not possible for anybody to escape the blade of his sword. Nobody can escape. He was such a powerful warrior. So anyway, so the point is that Prabhupada, more and more, people came to challenge the Lord of the movement. He became more excited and he fought very vigorously, led for the front in every angle. As a perfect devotee and also as a leader, he showed a best example too. So first one was, he gave the rules. Second one was, he gave the perfect example. Third thing Prabhupada gave was, he gave us the books. The whole movement, all the books are there in this movement for us to read. Totally self-sufficient. Prabhupada said, I have given the guidance when Prabhupada was in Rishikesh and he told, I am going to leave the world. The devotees were so attached to him, they started crying. So Prabhupada said, no, there is no need to cry. What you need to go back to Godhead, I have given him my books. Prabhupada repeated that many times. Whatever you need to know, therefore Prabhupada books are the textbooks. So reference books, sometimes you're making planetarium, you may have to search. But actually these books are the textbooks and devotees should read them many, many times. Very important. What I feel sad is the devotee after information, when these books are over, they go to jump to some more information. They never develop attachment and faith in Prabhupada as absolute. Their faith is shaken. Correct? You understand? Because these books not only convey the message, they also contain the will of the Prabhupada. The will, what he wants to be done. If you take, say, Purvacharya book, some other will is there. Some other implementation was there. Just like as an organized movement, that concept itself is not there previously. Organized movement with temples, temple presidents, where there's concept. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is the first one to make that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had Namatas. He did not have organized movement or temples. Correct? It was a different, you see, if you keep going previously, even that is not there. What used to be there in India? Some saint will be there at some place, in a kuti he is there, he is doing kirtan. People are interested, go and meet him. Nothing like organized movement. So you will not get the implementation itself if you go to Purvacharya books. You may get some philosophy, but not the will. The will, the founder Acharya gives a will. Just like somebody write a will. How the movement should be run. It's in Prabhupada books. So rules are there. And then for total philosophy as we can understand. That's the mark of a good teacher. He makes it very easy to understand. Prabhupada used to say, hey, you want to preach? Just cram this purport sometime. And present in your own words. You can be a very good preacher. And then most important, he gives a guarantee. If you follow this, I'll take you back to Godhead. That is Prabhupada's guarantee. He gives a guarantee. See, you have to give a phala also, no? Just like Chaitanya Charitamrita, the author says, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita properly, you will get attachment to Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada says in Krishna book, if you read this book properly, you will develop love of Krishna sprout in your heart. In the Bhagavatam he says, no, if you read this Bhagavatam properly, Krishna will establish the fact in your heart. Any person will give, just like a doctor you go, a lawyer you go, first thing lawyer will tell you, मैं तुम्हारा केस लड़ेगा 6 महीने में तुम जीत जाओगे. Otherwise why people will give him the fees they give? They are very clever nowadays. They even make some deal also. Okay, your property is worth 10 crore, I'll win the case, give me 1 crore. And they do like that. Unless they give an incentive, why somebody will follow? You go to doctor, he says, you follow my medicine properly, 6 months you'll be cured. Otherwise, why will I follow the doctor? So after giving the rules, after setting as an example, and after giving the whole philosophy, Prabhupada also gave the benediction. If anybody follows what I have given, correct? You'll go back to Godhead. On his this benediction, the movement is actually standing. True. His guarantee. In fact, I am with any devotee, they say, no, I'll take you to Prabhupada, and it is his guarantee that whole this movement, if you follow, we are going back to Godhead. True. So this is called actually a founder Acharya. And very interesting, they founded the similar thing in Madhvacharya and Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya also did all the 4 things. He gave all the books, he gave the rules, and then he gave the rules, books. He served as the best example of a devotee in his sampradaya, and he gave the guarantee, if you follow this, I'll take you to Narayana. Similarly, Madhvacharya said, similar, he gave the philosophy, he gave the rules, he gave the best example, and he gave the guarantee. If somebody follows this all. So these are all very important for us to understand. This whole ISKCON movement is actually, Prabhupada is playing the role of a founder Acharya. In fact, it took movement for some time, 30-40 years to understand, because Prabhupada wrote simply founder Acharya. And they thought, Prabhupada insisted that should be written always whenever you have ISKCON building, please write founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivinoda. Any letterhead, please write. So devotees, it's okay. But later, as the movement exploded, it spread all parts of the world, they understood we need to unite the movement, and the central figure for uniting the movement is Prabhupada. Therefore, the concept of founder Acharya came. Now they made a committee to sit down and understand what is this founder Acharya. Because Prabhupada said, let us understand that itself. So they started studying where this word founder Acharya comes. They say Prabhupada's Guru has used this in reference to the 4 Sampradaya Acharyas. Then they understood. And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada referred as founder Acharya of Gaudiya Matha. Then they understood why Prabhupada used the word founder Acharya. This word, how he has coined. In fact, this word in another way was used by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but not the word English, because English and Sanskrit word ka combination. This Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not using. He had another word for it. I have not forgotten the word. So this things comes very clearly. So if we follow, now the founder Acharya has given rules and regulation, peacefully follow them. No need to jump here and there. Don't get bewildered by, smarta brahmanas, karma kandis. Don't get bewildered by them. अरे वी आर चैंटिंग हरे कृष्ण, they'll tell राहु काला नाउ. देखो कुछ नहीं करने देंगे आपको. अब बिल्डिंग बनाओगे, आपके सारे रूम तोड़ देंगे. इधर नहीं बैठो, उस डायरेक्शन में बैठो, ये बैठो, वो बैठो. आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज देयर इन द प्रीवियस प्लेस, सो वन पर्सन केम इन. ये सेड आपका साउथ वेस्ट का गेट खुला हुआ है, सब राहु केतु सब आएंगे अंदर, इसको बंद करो. मैंने कहा तू ही राहु केतु, उसी गेट से आया था, निकल. आई हैड टू थ्रो हिम आउट बिकॉज दे विल मेक योर लाइफ मिजरेबल. So what has to be emphasized, Acharya knows. You think Prabhupada is not aware of that? In fact, what happens? All the directions end on Krishna. Therefore, even doing Gayatri, directions are there. But if deities are there, don't have to bother. Why? All the directions are starting from him only. You just look at deities and chant any part of the day. You don't have to bother about directions when the deities are there. Similarly, when you're worshipping Krishna, don't have to bother. Once devotee went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, what about Rahu Ketu? So Prabhupada revealed. He said, Krishna can kick million Rahu Ketus at one moment. So don't bother. Sit and chant Hare Krishna. So do we bother any time? We are chanting Hare Krishna. Do we bother? Ketu Kala, Rahu Kala. Don't bother. Rather, these fellows will tell you so much rules you can't even chant. You really bother about those rules and regulations only. Correct? No. It is extremely powerful. What did Prahlad Maharaj do? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Look at the power now. Hiranyakashipu has come with such, all power of God has come behind him. So we are just trying to become a devotee of God, and all power of Krishna comes behind us. We don't have to separately look for power. We do not. There is no need. There is no need to look for separately for becoming powerful in this world. There is no need. Rather, we become humble. The first practice in spiritual life is actually humility, which is lacking, particularly in Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga is the biggest joke, because there is nothing to be proud in Kali Yuga. Actually, we are nothing. चलो सत्युगा में कुछ तो था भाई, उसी को ले लो. युधिष्ठिर महाराज पूरा जिंदगी एक झूठ नहीं बोला था. समथिंग ही कैन से. वी कांट इवन से एनीथिंग. चलो कुछ तो बोलो. डिस्क्राइब योरसेल्फ. सपोज यू टेल समबडी, टेल समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ, ग्लोरीफाई योरसेल्फ. यू कांट से वन लाइन ऑल्सो. At least Yudhishthira Maharaj can say, I didn't tell one lie in my life. Somebody can say, I followed all the dharma I called as Kshatriya. Something they can say. We can't even say anything. So there is nothing to be proud in Kali Yuga for. Okay? But because we want to be proud, Janma Sharya Shuta Shri, therefore darkness is created. And we cannot see the Lord. The person worthy of glory is only Krishna. We are not worthy of any glory. Correct? We should be. Therefore, the humility should be realized. Should not be artificial. We are not worthy of any glory. Okay? Therefore, person should be humble. Namanta. With that humility, he should hear what Prabhupada is saying. The problem is, if you already have preconceived notions in your mind, you can't even read Prabhupada books. Therefore, reading books is also not easy. Just like chanting is not easy. Because you're not hearing the chanting. You're not hearing the chanting. Your mind is somewhere else. Similarly, reading is also not easy, because you don't say what the Acharya is saying. You will not see. You will not see what the Acharya is saying. You will be having your own notions, and you will be filtering what the Acharya is telling. Therefore, the mind, when become fixed to something, you don't see what Krishna is saying. We already are fixed what Krishna should say. Why Krishna should say? Therefore, most of the people, you go to them to teach Bhagavad Gita, they don't listen. They already are sure what Krishna should tell. Many people should say, please read Bhagavad Gita. No, I know what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. How do you know what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita before reading the book? Because already they have been innate. Krishna should say that. Why? So similarly, Guru is not a joke. Acharyas are very clear what is the truth. When we become actually humble, therefore we should be present in front of Acharya as an open slate, correct? The same way when we chant the holy name, inconceivable. So many things holy name can illuminate us with. Similarly, when in scriptures, it can illuminate with so much knowledge. We should be like an open slate. And then the information will come. Then the real knowledge will come. Okay? This way we can understand. So actually it's true. We are waiting for darkness, because then only we can show our gymnastics. And another thing is this. Krishna cannot fully open the light also now, because we cannot handle Krishna's glories. He cannot fully open the light. We cannot handle his glories. Therefore, little Krishna reveals. If suppose suddenly lights are switched on and we see Krishna's glories, and most important, we see we are nowhere near, we cannot handle it. So Krishna allows, because little darkness, so my little tamasha can go on, still I am the hero, little tamasha can go on. Correct? But actually when we are ready, then the light comes, and it's not that they're artificially. Their heart is filled with the glories of the Lord, and they can really enjoy seeing the glories. It's said in the spiritual world, every moment Krishna is showing wonderful activities. Every moment. Correct? That's the nature of the spiritual world. Every moment Krishna is showing wonderful activities. And all the devotees are enchanted. Wow. Every moment. But then we want to imitate that, and we want the same thing. We do something, an whole audience, wow, and we think our life is successful. You are a cheap imitator. Correct? So therefore, for your so-called imitation, darkness has to be put, so that people cannot see God. If they see God, what is your activities? Suppose here Krishna is lifting a mountain, and what they do, they lift 200 kilo and they jump, and audience is clapping. Suppose in front of him, Krishna is lifting mountain. Imagine what satisfaction he will feel. Oh my God, mountain, 200 kilos. So Krishna has to hide his glories from us, so that we can jump around. That is darkness. So Prahlad Maharaj is not like that. Hiranyakashipu was seeing all his power, but what is in front of Krishna? What is it in front of Krishna? It is nothing. It is nothing in front of Krishna. But Prahlad Maharaj, whose heart was fully awakened, could see glories of the Lord, and therefore he was not enchanted or impressed by glories of Hiranyakashipu. And neither he was scared of Hiranyakashipu. That's why Hiranyakashipu asked this question, how is it that you are not scared of me? Even all the Devata, they panic when I just lift my eyebrow, and you are standing in front of me. And you are fearless. Because he is seeing the glories of the Lord. He is in fully awakened situation. And here the small fellow, tiny fellow, is proud of his small glories in darkness. But Prahlad Maharaj, for him, illumination is there. Everything is prakasha. He is seeing the glories of the Lord. And there is no need for him to get enchanted by the glories of this small tiny fellow. Therefore it is said, no, Brahma Rudradi Kitayate. For a devotee who got mercy of Lord Chaitanya, even the position of Brahma and Shiva, if it is not Krishna conscious, it is like an insect. He sees Brahma and Shiva also as an insect comparable to the glories of the Lord. Correct? That's one of the offense. No. If you even think of comparing the Devatas to Vishnu, you are a great offender. So we people do that. There is no need to compare. It's comparing potent and the impotent, it is said. There is no way to compare. You can't think of comparing. Can you compare sun to a glowworm? What are you doing? Which world you are in? There is just no comparison. So there is no need to compare actually. And Prahlad Maharaj could see the glories of Narasimha. He knows. In fact, he is a devotee of Narasimha, eternal devotee. So he is seeing the glories of Lord Narasimha, and he knows it is the glories are fully awakened in his heart. And here is Hiranyakashipu doing his small gymnastics, controlling devatas, changing the nature. He was doing so many things. He was making unnatural things happen. Other Puranas list more things. Bhagavatam doesn't distract us. Bhagavatam is focused on opening the glories of the Lord in our heart. It doesn't distract with so many details. Otherwise, other Puranas saw other details. Hiranyakashipu was doing a lot of gymnastics in this world. But Prahlad Maharaj was not impressed. Why? Because just like suppose your father is a billionaire and somebody shows 20 rupees to you. Keep. No, I've got 20 rupees. Take it. Because something else, as a devotee is enchanted by the glories of the Lord, nothing else will enchant him at all. Okay, so therefore, Tamasoma Jyotirgama is said, and that's what Prahlad Maharaj already has done. Totally, he is in light. But we choose to be under darkness. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.